Okay, today we're going to talk about doing a firmware update using Festo Automation Suite software and the firmware updates for a CMMT-ST multi-protocol drive. So let's begin here. So first thing we do is we go to the website and we get some software. We will go to the top page here, type in the controller, go to downloads, software. So we did a search for the multi-protocol. Actually, that's the wrong one. We need the stepper controller. So we need change this, show details, downloads, software. So due to the fact that we're doing a firmware update, the first thing we need is the firmware package. So right now the websites really need to be looked at a little bit clearer here. So we have 34.0.11.16, we have 33.0.10.12. It's not really in an order here, so I'm going to download the latest 34.0.11.16 and this one here as well. We can click on this or we can click over here. I'm going to download this. We'll download that somewhere, and I'm going to download this one here as well. Okay, and then of course we open up our downloads. So I'm going to go to the directory here. Okay, so these are both here. They're both zip files. Of course, before you use the files, we need to unzip them. I am going to use Total Commander to do this. And I'm going to, so if I go into this, we have 33.0.10.12. I'm just going to drag the directory, unzip it. And then we have 34.0.11.16, same thing. I'm going to delete this old file here. So if we go into the directories here, we'll see here that this file exists. And we have configuration files for the PLCs, and then also we have this firmware right here. So let's go back to the website here, minimize the firmware package, and then we're going to scroll down here to the commissioning software. So in order to use Festo Automation Suite, you have to download it itself. The Festo Automation Suite package is two parts. It's the main body, which is the suite itself. This is the latest and greatest. You would download this and install this. Once that's installed, then you will go on to the plugin and install the plugin. So there's the plugin right there. I've already done this. I'll briefly touch into this. So I'm just going to start this up. Again, v2.7.0.752 right here. And once you've installed the suite and you're going to install the plugin, the next thing you do is come into this right here, this device plugins, and you would install this one right here or this one. You can install the local file by clicking this and selecting the file that you've downloaded. And then once you have this installed, then we can start to manage the firmware update. So I don't need to create a project or do anything. The first thing I'm going to do is do a device scan, and this will go out. This is a brand new controller from the network. It's coming with the 192.168.0.1, and I'm going to change that to something that's in my network here. And activate new settings. Okay, okay. We'll rescan. So now I have a valid IP address on my network because my first 3 octets are what we see here. And then we have firmware. So we see here that we've had the mechanism of Festo Automation Suite scan the internet for the latest and greatest firmware. We also notice that we've downloaded a firmware version that is newer, I think. So we have 33.0.10.12 is the latest here. And we go back here, that's this one right here. It's a little bit older, but we also have 34.0.11.16. So instead of doing this firmware update here, I'm going to go and try to do 34.0.11.16. So if I was going to do this, the 10.12, I would simply go like this and say transfer the device. Actually, let's do both here. Firmware download, I'm going to say do it, and it's going to do it. So it's basically downloading the firmware file from the internet, saving some time, and then it's going to update the device itself. And then we'll show you how to do the firmware update again using the local file method. Actually, we'll probably do that in another video. Or maybe not. We'll just include it in this one. Before we do the other update, I will show you another part of the Festo Automation Suite where we have a repository of firmware files. But this method here gets you straight to the point, firmware updated, network address assigned. 1%. It's quite a big jump. Right now we have a yellow flashing check mark on the drive just below the Ethernet X18 port. The red error light has gone off now. All LEDs are off, cycling of power. The check mark is flashing red right now. Show the report. Gives you a nice little report right here. If I rescan the network, we have this right here. Okay? So that firmware update was a success. And I want to quickly show you another area here under repositories. Under firmware, we'll see here that we have a couple of groups of devices. We have CMMT-ST controllers, so we've got EtherCAT, Ethernet IP, Profinet, and multi-protocol, which is basically Ethernet IP, EtherCAT, and Profinet all in one. And then we have the CMMT-ST-EP multi-protocol. They're all embedded in this one file here. And we can just do a search for update and say update all. We can come to here and we can say download all. We can have a notification for newer firmwares. And right now we're seeing here again, we just did the 33.0.10.12. These are the release notes right here. The latest and greatest 34.0.11.16 is not in the repository, and that's because if we go back to the website, it is very, very new. No date on it, but this is really, really new. So we're going to now do this 34.0.11.16 update here. So we're going to get back out of here, do another refresh, go back to firmware, and now I'm going to use a local file, and I'm going to go and find this directory here, back to this here where we were, 34.0.11.16 firmware, and open this, and we're going to install this file. Checking compatibility. Move this out a little bit here. So here we are here. We have all this information about the release notes. Resolved issues. And now I'm going to transfer this to the device. Right now the check mark below the X18 connector is flashing red. Above the X18 connector, the ER, NS, and F light is solid red. 100%. And the ER light has gone off. The yellow, we have a yellow flashing check mark. Now everything's off on the device, and we should get a success here. Yeah, we do, and we have the report again. So we've shown now going from the 32.0.10.10 to the current version, and then we've done the 33.0.10.12 release to the 34.0.11.16. And do another refresh here. I'm just curious if we go back to the repository, go to the firmware files, go to this right here, multi-protocol, and we now have the 34.0.11.16 embedded in there. Again, the release notes are here, and I've shown you now how to do a automated update of firmware where the Festo Automation Suite will go to the server and get the software firmware download and install it automatically, and then sometimes the Festo Automation Suite is a little bit behind the website, and you need to go to the website and get a local file where we install the local file. And I hope this helps everyone. Have a great day.